Hey team, welcome to the XRP Lab channel. Now, just to address it right up front, today's format of the video is going to be slightly different. Instead of using AI-generated audio and video, I'm looking to have a real conversation with you. So, with that in mind, I would really appreciate your patience, as well as any comments or feedback that you'd want to leave down below. Today we'll be covering technicals and XRP price action. We'll also cover the top 30 crypto price action relative to XRP, as well as Bitcoin versus XRP price action. I'll also cover a number of noteworthy news that would significantly impact the price should they happen. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start off today's video with a macro view, essentially XRP versus USD across the last 4 years. So as you can see, it's been a descending wedge formation, which typically results upwards. Now, we're actually at the bottom of the trend line, and as we get into a bit more detail, you'll see that we've actually broken a downward channel over the last 1 month. Now, the reality is descending channels typically break to the upside. Given the fact that the SEC case is still ongoing, it's looking that we're going to be moving sideways and essentially being in a very long-term pattern formation until we actually get a final outcome of the SEC case, which makes it very painful. And as you'll note, the comparison to the top 30 crypto and especially Bitcoin, XRP isn't really performing as well to date as one would have hoped. So let's zoom into it and actually look at what's been happening over the last 3 months. So over the last month in particular, we've been in a slow grind downwards. And as you can see, we kept on testing this support line and essentially broken through the resistance. Now, as you'll see from the Crypto 30 and the BTC analysis, there's a much stronger move up in the wider crypto space. So while this does constitute essentially a breakout from the resistance line, it's not as strong as some of the other cryptocurrencies. So where do I anticipate it going? Well, whether we go a bit further up and essentially go back and retest the strong support line of the bottom edge of the wedge, um, which is most likely what would happen, or we would immediately go down to the bottom, retest it, and essentially start our shift towards the top of the wedge, which is sitting around 59 cents. Now, are we going to reach it fairly soon? Highly doubt it, seeing what's happening within the wider crypto space. So quite possibly it might be a slower grind up to that level. And as you remember from the bigger piece, we are essentially waiting for the SEC news to play out, which is essentially why I guess we're coiling into this narrow edge. And quite possibly around this area, we'll either find out the news, and hopefully that's going to happen within the next few months, or as I said, it's going to be a slow horizontal grind. Now I want to bring your attention to the top, so Global 30 Crypto Index, essentially the 30 largest cryptocurrencies. As you can see from the ETF, cash ETF, Bitcoin cash ETF approval, we've been grinding downwards, essentially found a significant reversal. Since then, the wider crypto market has been moving in a significant uptrend. And in particular, the last 3 days have been quite significant. Even within the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has had a nearly 6% move upwards. XRP has not been following the same pattern as you've seen from the previous graph. XRP has been lagging. Now, this is quite unfortunate, but the reason is, well, one of the reasons is the SEC case. until there's a finality and an actual outcome, which hopefully will be reached within the next 2 months. I highly doubt that XRP will be having these magnificent God candles that we're essentially seeing across the rest of the crypto space. Now, if we look at XRP versus BTC and essentially the correlation between the two, as you can note over the last 2 years, there's been a slow grind downwards, essentially XRP losing value to BTC, and essentially shifting downwards in a downtrending channel. Now, typically these break up upwards. However, as you can appreciate with the amount of cash that's been poured into Bitcoin, the probability of a significant move is fairly limited. Now, while that sounds really negative, the reality is it isn't. As you can see here, this is the move when the SEC news came out, essentially about SEC losing, and that was the God candle that we're witnessing. So if that happens again, we're basically looking at a significant appreciation of XRP versus Bitcoin. And obviously, everyone on this channel who is a holder of XRP is going to be exceptionally happy. So while some of the previous news around XRP versus top 30 crypto and XRP versus Bitcoin sounded like a bit of doom and gloom, and looking at XRP price action relative to others, we're not seeing the same explosive growth for obvious reasons. I do want to bring some positivity to the channel and essentially show that from a top trader long short ratio, there's a significant bullish sentiment that is currently seen in the market. So as you can see from the news and the price action, given the fact that XRP is significantly underperforming the top 30 crypto altcoins as well as Bitcoin, the biggest showstopper is essentially the SEC case. So just going through the news, Ben Armstrong, a well-known crypto analyst, is providing an insightful look into Ripple's ongoing legal battle with SEC and shedding light on potential settlement outcomes in the future of XRP. He suggests that Ripple might welcome a 10 million settlement to conclude the saga, hopefully, expressing optimism for XRP's adoption and price, and is hinting at a significant uptick to $1 and potentially $2. Obviously, this is far from the 35,000 that a number of people are talking about, but 35,000 I think is unrealistic territory, although who knows. So Armstrong underscores Ripple's international strides and anticipates a stronger footprint in the American market, fueled by strategic partnerships and adoption by financial institutions, despite XRP's volatility. So, long story short, until the SEC saga is finalized, I don't foresee a strong movement. Quite possibly, we're going to go back to the top of the wedge channel, essentially here around that 59 cents, but then quite possibly just bounce back up. Once the SEC saga concludes, depending on the outcome, if essentially XRP is not deemed a security, we're likely to go further up, quite possibly back to 120, yeah, so around 120 level. And unfortunately, if it is deemed a security, we're probably going to fall back to the liquidity pool sitting around this 35 cents. So hopefully this provides you enough insight to be able to make your decisions. And while some of the news, in particular, the relative strength or weakness of XRP might sound like a bit of a doom and gloom, I do still have hope that the SEC saga will be a positive outcome and we will see a significant appreciation of XRP relative to the rest of the crypto market, which has been performing exceptionally well. In yesterday's video, I've outlined a really strong case for XRP Ripple. I truly believe in the future of it. I'm not sure about the CBDC component of it. That's probably a contentious area that I'd want to hear some of your opinions on. And I guess to conclude this video, I would really appreciate your feedback on today's format, whether you enjoyed it, didn't enjoy it, as well as if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're not new to this channel, please like this video and give us a thumbs up. And look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Thanks.